Alright, so I've watched every single Naruto Part 1 filler episode, which is 90 episodes and over 40% of the show. As a kid, I remember hating Naruto filler. I even made a video about it, which you shouldn't watch, it's really bad. But I want to give it a second chance to see if it's as bad as I remember, because some people actually like Naruto filler. You know, can't really conceive why, but some people do. But I started watching it, starting with the first arc, which is... So Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura are going on an escort mission. Before they get where they're supposed to go, they stop at this restaurant. Then suddenly this dork starts talking to him and he starts hating hard as shit for no reason. They said nothing to this nigga when they walked in. Just unjustified hating. Then after he's done hating, he dips and leaves his bill with these niggas. After they're done eating, they go to the escort mission. Their mission is to escort somebody in a race. Whoever wins the race gets control of the town. The people who currently have control of the town, the Wagarashi, are like assholes. They like beat up old people if they don't pay them on time and shit. It turns out the nigga they're escorting is the same person they met at the restaurant. His name is Idante. It's one of those for sure. But they go to the race and immediately Idante goes the complete opposite direction without telling anybody and almost dies. He also gets mad at Naruto for saving his life. He's low-key kind of an asshole. Naruto should have let go of him. But the reason he did that is because this is actually the faster route. So they go on the boat so they can continue the race. While on the boat, they learned that Idante used to be a ninja for the Hidden Leaf and is also Ibiki's brother. The reason he's not a ninja anymore is because he took the tuning exams and failed them. He got to the 10th question and failed it because he chose himself over his comrades. But he still wanted to be a tuning, so he talked to another nigga named Ioi who said he could make him one. He wanted him to steal the scroll of sealing and the legendary blade of the Thunder Spirit. How a nigga who's not even a tuning managed to steal this shit is beyond me though. Like, the legendary blade of the Thunder Spirit was literally used by the second Hokage himself and he somehow managed to get away with this shit. Was nobody guarding any of this shit? But Ioi tells him that he can become a tuning in the Hidden Rain Village because he's definitely a rogue ninja after stealing all this shit. And this nigga actually goes with him to the Hidden Rain Village. He does not care about the Hidden Leaf. He is ready to dip. But Ibiki catches him and tries to bring him back to the village, but this was all a part of Ioi's plan. He needed a Jonin to tell him how to open the scroll. So he tries to torture Ibiki, but he's not saying shit. The second he says he might do something to Idante, he folds up immediately. Idante took no time. This nigga swore to never be a ninja again. He didn't even look at him. After Ibiki sees that his brother is kind of a bitch, he says that they're not brothers anymore. After that, Ibiki burns down the building and tells him to escape. He does, and he never shows his face in the leaf again. Back to the race though, that one group of ninjas from the Forest of Death attack their boat, and they break their boat, but it's not that bad because they still get to where they need to be. While this is happening, the other nigga is like really close to the finish line and he just decides to not cross it for some reason. Instead, he just like takes a break for hours. Like, he could have won any time if he wanted to. Idante takes a little break, then decides to get back to running, but his leg is broken, so Naruto just carries him. But they run into Ioi. Naruto tries using his Rasengan like always, it's not doing shit. Sasuke tries using his Chidori, it's really not doing shit. But Naruto gets a drop on him and pushes him off an edge. Then Idante runs and wins the race. And the old nigga is back to being the leader of the town. And that's the end of the arc. This arc was pretty cool for the first filler arc. I actually remember this arc pretty vividly since it's right before the Sasuke retrieval arc, so I used to watch it a lot. The characters are kind of whatever though. I mean, Idante, I still don't know how to say this nigga's name, and I know they said it multiple times, but he's alright. Always kind of cool, I guess. He has no backstory, no reason, no motive. He's just an evil nigga, which is cool, I guess. Before we get into this arc, I just gotta show y'all the episodes real quick because this is when the Naruto filler really like begins. So from episode 136 to 219 is straight filler, no canon shit. This shit is atrocious. Imagine watching this shit back in the day. Just a straight 80 episodes of shit that doesn't matter. You would have to watch weekly. I would have never watched this shit again. But the arc starts with Sakura feeling bad that she didn't help with the Sasuke retrieval arc. She feels so bad that she attempts to go on a mission by herself to attempt to get Sasuke back. But Naruto finds Sakura and says he's going with her. Jiraiya finds both of them and says they might as well turn into a mission because if they go by themselves, they're basically rogue ninjas. So Jiraiya joins them and they now have a mission to go to the land of rice paddies, which is supposedly where Sasuke is being held. When they get there, Jiraiya goes to go do some dumb shit. He also takes Naruto and Sakura's wallet. While they're waiting for him, they get attacked by a ninja, but they disappear. And Jiraiya also comes back because he was about to get robbed. After running, they stop at an outpost so Jiraiya can do some freak shit. While Jiraiya is doing the freak shit in question, it turns out it was a setup. The same robbers try to take his money again, but this time he fights back. And it turns out this this is all a huge misunderstanding. They actually thought that he was with Orochimaru. While this is happening, Naruto and Sakura find that one ninja that attacked them, except they're injured now, so Sakura helps her. After Sakura helps her, we find out her name is Sasame, and we find out what Orochimaru did to the land of rice paddies. So some Sound Village niggas showed up and said that they'll expand their land if they teach them their jutsu, but first they gotta come with them. So they went with them, and Orochimaru just basically kidnapped these niggas. It's been a while and they still have not got a message back. It also turns out that one of the niggas that went with Orochimaru was Sasame's cousin. So Naruto promises to help Sasame find her cousin, since they're already looking for Orochimaru and Sasuke anyway. So they all meet up with Jiraiya again and tell him the plan. But before they go to where they need to go, they eat. But Sasame drugs them because some of the people that went with Orochimaru said if they bring Naruto, Sakura, and Jiraiya in, then they'll get her cousin back. But they all wake up, then beat him up. After that, they find Orochimaru tied out and they go to it. They have to go through like traps and shit, and even have to fight like a fake Kabuto, who actually ends up being Sasame's cousin. Well, he's kinda Sasame's cousin. He's been experimented on so much that he's basically a whole different nigga. They basically just fused 3 niggas together. And him and Naruto fight, which is easily the best part of this arc. Naruto basically beats the other 2 niggas out of him. Then Sasame's cousin says sorry for going with Orochimaru. The building starts coming down, so they have to escape. They tell Sasame's cousin to come with them. He can't. They escape, everybody's happy, and that's the end of the arc. Alright, so this arc was kinda boring. This is a super mid arc. The story overall is just whatever, none of the characters are interesting. It is cool that Sakura in this arc says she wants to be more useful, but they don't really do shit with it honestly. The peak of this arc really is just a little 3-minute fight between Sasame's cousin and Naruto. One positive thing I forgot to mention about this arc is how good it looks for some reason. I mean, most Naruto filler doesn't look like horrible, but it doesn't look nearly as good as this for some reason. Like the colors look nice and the animation is pretty good. So everybody's recovering from the Sasuke retrieval arc and getting back to training, even Kiba. Also, Shino asks Kiba about the Sasuke retrieval mission, and he says, it was pretty incredible, but unless you lived through it, you wouldn't really understand it. Like this nigga was really in the field or something. This nigga was hiding from the nigga he had to fight. He literally ran from the nigga. He trying to lie to Shino because he know he wasn't there. He really trying to make himself seem like he was like that, like he was really putting in work. This nigga's a fake demon. But anyway, we see Mizuki in jail. Mizuki is that one nigga from the first episode. He's planning on breaking out with these 2 niggas. Well, not planning, they do break out. They beat up Kurenai and Asuma. Mind you, 2 Jonis and Mizuki is a Chunin. Mizuki is also trying to meet up with Orochimaru, and Naruto hears about this, so he goes after him. But Mizuki is hiding right now with his wife. This nigga has a wife. His wife is mad at him because he's a dickhead and really hates Naruto. This nigga's biggest op is a 12-year-old kid. Like he hears about him help save the village from Orochimaru and he immediately starts hating. But he knocks out his wife and he keeps going to find Orochimaru. Aruka also joins Naruto to look for Mizuki. Mizuki's wife also wakes up and joins them. After a while, they run into Mizuki. Mizuki starts fighting Aruka and Naruto starts fighting the 2 big niggas. Naruto gets his ass beat, then Ino, Shikamaru, and Choji help him. While Mizuki and Aruka are fine, we also learned that they knew each other for a super long time, like since they were kids. And apparently the whole reason why Mizuki is evil is because he wasn't getting blazed enough. He didn't feel like anybody gave him his props, even though Aruka did. And also the reason he hates Naruto is because Aruka gave him his props and he supposedly never gave him his. Mind you, this nigga's a grown ass man mad that another grown ass man told a kid that he did a good job. Like this nigga's a huge loser, I'm not gonna lie. It also turns out that Orochimaru gave Mizuki a curse mark back in the day, and Naruto also joins the fight with Aruka. Mizuki also has the ugliest curse mark on earth. This is the dumbest shit ever. Like this shit is not hard. Why is he a tiger? But Naruto and Aruka jump him, they beat him, and they take these dumbass niggas back to jail. And that's thankfully the end of this shitty ass arc. So as a kid, I hated this shit, and now I still hate this shit. This arc is so stupid. Mizuki is so fucking stupid. What is the point of this shit? Genuinely, the peak of this arc is probably Kiba lying to Shino about doing shit in the Sasuke retrieval arc. And that shit is like 3 seconds. Everything else is downhill. So this arc starts off with Naruto in the hospital again. This nigga been in the hospital for like 3 arcs straight. Teammate goes to visit Naruto and they hear about him still looking for Sasuke and start to feel bad. So they decide to help him by using something called the Bikochu beetle. It's a tracker beetle that as long as you have the person sent, then they can find you. They're almost extinct though, so it's going to be hard to find them. And if it rains, they're not going to be able to use them either. They tell Tsunade all this and they take Naruto on a mission with them. After a while, they go to where the beetles are. But there's a group of people who also want the beetles. They're called the Kamizuru clan. They're like the Stone Village bug niggas. At one point they tried invading the Leaf, but the Aburame clan beat the shit out of them, and the ass whooping was so bad that they basically just went extinct. These niggas want to kill Team 8 and Naruto now that they found out that they're here. After they find the beetle, the Stone Village niggas kidnap Hinata. They say they have to give up the beetle if they want to get her back. They try to give them a fake, it doesn't work, and they start fighting, and these niggas lose bad, mostly because they're basically out of chakra. But Hinata gets herself out and saves them. She also has definitely the best moment in this whole arc. She uses a new jutsu that she's been training for. Hinata basically beats all of them, and they get the bug back, so now they can track Sasuke. Except Naruto shits himself, so now the bug is like tracking him, and that's the end of the arc. Alright, so I remember this arc pretty vividly, and it's still just as mid as I remember. I mean, the arc is kinda funny, like Naruto will find a bug that doesn't even look like the bug they're looking for. When Naruto, Shino, and Kiba were tied up, Kiba was the only one knocked out. This nigga's a loser. Hinata does have like an arc about her wanting to be stronger, which is pretty cool, but other than that, this arc is really like nothing crazy. So Naruto finds 3 people knocked out at a lake. They're from somewhere called the Kalabami Gold Mines. They're here to request help because 6 months ago some guy took control of the mine. The guy who took over the mine is also one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist. But Tsunade sends Team Guy on the mission. Except Guy can't go because he's on an S-rank mission, so they replace him with Naruto. So Tsunade sends a bunch of guineas on a S-rank mission to fight one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist. And she sees absolutely nothing wrong with that apparently. Also, Rock Lee has to convince Naruto to go on the mission, and it's in the dumbest way possible. He basically says, okay, we're gonna find one of these 7 swordsmen of the mist. You know who else was one of them? Kisame. And you know what group Kisame's in? The Akatsuki. And you know who else is in the Akatsuki? Itachi. And you know who Itachi's brother is? Sasuke. So basically, it's a chance Sasuke could be there. Like, nigga, that doesn't even make sense. You know Sasuke's not about to be there. And Naruto dumbass goes straight along with it. So now they're on their way to the mines. But before that, they stop at the shop. Lee's basically indebted to the owner of the shop, because one time him and Guy were training for like days on end and he passed out. Her and her grandson found him on the road and gave him something called the Curry of Life. The Curry of Life is so hot that it can wake somebody up. The owner of the shop tells them that her grandson went to the gold mines. He went to go join the gang that's currently taking control of the gold mines because he was super weak, and after seeing Lee train he got inspired to get more powerful. He also got bullied and his grandma would be like cooking him over that. So now the mission is not only to save the gold mine, but to also save her grandson. They decide to do it next day though. While in the middle of the night though, one of them sneak out to go save one of their friends. He's trying to save him from a coffin because the gang just buries people alive if you do something they don't like. While trying to get his friend back though, he actually ends up about to get buried alive. But Team Guy ends up saving him before it's too late. While saving him, they also find the lady's grandson. His name is Karashi. Karashi says he wanted to be something powerful and feared and not work in that curry shop all day, so he left it. Lee punches him and says he was more respected when he was in the shop making curry. And Karashi says he'll stop doing this and go back to the shop. After that, they keep looking for the leader of the group, who is Raiga. They find him and they start fighting. Well, they try to fight him, but there's too much mist and they can't see anything. And also, he can kind of predict their movements. But Lee gets knocked out and starts fighting while he's knocked out, so now he's just kind of unpredictable to him. Lee knocks the bag off his back, which is giving him the power to predict what he's doing. After that, Naruto starts winning and hits him with a Rasengan off a cliff. Mind you, this nigga is one of these 7 swordsmen of the mist. I think he should be a little bit more powerful. Like, aren't those niggas like Jonin level? They look inside the bag and it's a child just had this nigga in a body bag on his back, knowing this nigga can't breathe and that shit. The kid's name is Ranamaru and he tells us that he's always been with Raiga. Back when Raiga was an Anbu blackout for the Mist Village, he was looking for somebody. He couldn't find him, but he found Ranamaru. Ranamaru can basically read people's minds. Everybody in the village he was in didn't like that and thought he was a monster. But he reads Raiga's mind and can tell that he's empty and has no purpose, just like him. So Raiga took him and said now they're as one. And over time, they started to like each other and have fun and became each other's reason for living. Ranmaru says if Raiga is gone, he has absolutely no reason to live. But Naruto says that's stupid and they tie him up in a shed so they can bring him back to the restaurant after they're done. They go back to the village and it turns out Karashi lied and tries to get him crushed by boulders and shit. It's also some of the gang members there, but they don't put up a fight. Rock Lee tells the village to please forgive Karashi, and if he does some dumb shit like this again, he'll beat his ass. But they take him and the little nigga back to the curry shop and Karashi apologizes to his mom. For no reason, the nigga lied again. It turns out Raiga isn't completely dead. So he takes Ranmaru to him and he he basically revives him. I see why this nigga's grandma was cooking him for getting bullied. This nigga's a dickhead, he low-key deserved it. Tenten chases after them and tries to do something to Raiga, but he's way too strong now. Karashi runs away and goes back to the shop and tells him that Tenten fell off a cliff. And everybody besides Naruto knows that this nigga is clearly lying. Chi-Chi actually does manage to get away with Ranmaru though, and takes him back to the curry shop, where Karashi, who now feels bad, decides to make the curry of life for Ranmaru. Once he eats the curry, it gives him all of his energy back and kinda gives him the will to live. While all of this is happening, Naruto, Neji, and Rock Lee are fighting Raiga and getting their ass beat bad until they bring the curry of life to him, which wakes them all up. Well, besides Neji. Ranmaru also goes back to Raiga, but not to betray him. He plans on jumping off the edge with Raiga, until Lee stops him because he got drunk off the curry. They fight and he beats Lee. Ranmaru tries to convince him to stop and come with him, but he doesn't. He says him and Ranmaru are no longer one person. Ranmaru is finally free, so he jumps off the cliff and takes himself out the game. After that, Ranmaru lives at the curry shop with the owner and her grandson and helps, and that's the end of the arc. Yeah, so this is easily the best filler arc so far. It's also the only one I don't remember. Ranmaru and Raiga are really interesting characters. It's cool to have a whole arc centered around one of the 7 mid swordsmen. Also, all of the fights are solid. I can't really think of a single complaint. The arc doesn't like drag or anything, just genuinely a pretty good arc. So Naruto, Hinata, and Kiba are on a mission. They have to capture some thief named Gosenkugi. They get to where they're supposed to go, which is basically the Wild West. They go into a bar and ask for some bullshit, and niggas try to rob them, until some random guy saves them. His name is Sasanami. He's like some cowboy bounty hunter thing. He's also looking for Gosenkugi because he has a huge bounty on his head. He heard about them looking for him, that's the whole reason he stepped in. So he says he's gonna take them somewhere to eat, then knocks him out. Then he goes to fight Gosenkugi, doesn't even land a hit. I don't even think this nigga moves from where he's standing, but they save him and take him to a shed. While in there, another bounty hunter tries to get Sasanami, and he drops a piece of paper which lets them know that he also has a bounty. Once Sasanami wakes up, they ask him why he has a bounty, and he gives the real reason he wants Gosenkugi. Back in the day, he was a blacksmith in a tiny village. There was this festival going on that he wanted to go to, but he had to deliver a sword first. But Gosenkugi was there, and he took out a whole family of 3, just for money I guess. People saw him there, and everybody just assumed it was him who did the crime, even though he had no blood on him, and these people can clearly see he fell back from being surprised. They assumed it was him because the wounds were from a very unique blade, and blacksmiths can make any blade. Dumbass reason. But ever since that day, he's been looking for him so he can prove himself not guilty. After hearing that, they're even more determined to bring him in. So next day, they catch Gosenkugi trying to steal a big ass bell. They all go after him and catch him. And that same bounty hunter from yesterday brings a bunch of guards that proves he's innocent. And now everybody apologizes for thinking it was him. And that's the end of the arc. This arc's pretty solid. I can't really say I dislike anything. It was only 2 episodes. So some broke nigga comes to the Leaf Village requesting help because they supposedly have a ghost that's terrorizing people. Naruto finds the broke nigga and he tells him the main reason why he wants the ghost gone. The ghost is searching for the lord of the land of birds, Sagi. Him and the broke nigga were childhood friends, so he's worried about him. Also, the broke nigga in question's name is Shishima, but his friend hasn't been acting like himself recently because his twin sister and his father got assassinated, so he's been very distant. After Naruto learns all this, he decides he has to go on the mission to help. So Tsunade sends Neji, Tenten, and Naruto on the mission. While they're making their way to the land of birds, the broke nigga tells them something. When the lord died and they were deciding who's going to be the next leader, it was between his son or his most trusted advisor. The advisor said that he was way too young to be a lord, but he still won because the highest lord agreed to be his advisor. Once they get to the village, they see the ghost with their own eyes. They chase after it and check inside the armor, and it's nothing in there. So now they think it might actually be a ghost. Next day, they're looking for the ghost again, but they find Sagi instead. And they also find some assassins trying to get him, but they stop him. They tell Sagi the reason they're here. He says it's stupid and annoying. He also says him and Kishima aren't friends anymore because he's a feudal lord. Then he dips. They keep looking for the ghost and they find the advisor talking to the ghost. And in their head, they basically just confirm that this nigga is evil. Also, Neji says that the ghost seems to be more living. After they beat the ghost, it turns into some green stuff. Next day, they ask the highest lord does he know what happened, and he says the last king's advisor set this up and already admitted to it. He says the cursed warrior was actually a soldier pretending to be a ninja, so there was never any ghosts. And he says their mission is done, they can go back to the village. But there's still another nigga out there in that suit of armor, so they don't really believe him and they keep investigating. They also tell the broke nigga this. He's about to inform Lord Mosa about this. Oh yeah, that's his name, I forgot to say it. Mostly because I forgot he had one, I had to look it up. When he goes there, he finds out that Mosa is actually a traitor. Naruto also gets caught investigating and sent to jail. While in jail, the second ghost nigga in armor comes to him, attempting to kill him. But Naruto knocks his mask off and it turns out this is Sagi. The whole reason he was doing this is so he can get revenge on whoever took out his dad and his sister. All he cares about is revenge, that's the only reason he's alive. And Naruto says that's a dumb reason for living and not fitting for a feudal lord. Sagi doesn't care though and says he knows too much, so he still has to die. Tenten and Neji find out about Naruto going to jail and now they're about to attempt to save him. But Kakashi shows up and says that their mission is done and now they have to go back to the village, even if Naruto is still trapped. But this is all a lie, they send substitutes the way of the village. They save the old king's advisor and the suit of armor shows up too. Naruto turns out to be inside the suit of armor. Naruto takes them all back to Sagi. When Naruto and Sagi were about to fight, the broke nigga shows up and tells them that their actual enemy is Lord Moso. He tells them that Moso was the one who sent out the assassins to take out his dad and his sister. After that, Naruto and Sagi made a plan to save the advisor. Sagi says he's going to go out alone to take out Moso. Everybody tells him not to, but he doesn't care and also just traps him in so they can't follow him. It also turns out that Sagi isn't actually Sagi, it's Toki, the twin sister of Sagi. This shit took me completely off guard when I first watched this shit. Moso being the nigga who sent the assassins was kinda obvious, but this shit was crazy. Toki goes to fight Moso and gets hit with the shadow possession jutsu immediately. Naruto's group also shows up immediately, so the trap was pretty ass. Moso knocks out Toki and takes her inside the building. Naruto follows after them and ends up at this pond, and also in a genjutsu because his dumbass hopped in a boat when he clearly knew it was a genjutsu. The broke nigga goes after Naruto and gets him out the genjutsu. Moso also turns out to have a whole different face and a whole different name, Hoki. I'm 100% sure they didn't say this shit in the show. Also, Hoki is the leader of the Watari ninjas. They're basically a small clan of people that sneak into other people's villages and steal their jutsus. But they randomly decided they needed a place to settle down, so they're taking the land of birds. He throws some shurikens at Naruto and the broke nigga steps in. He tells Naruto to please save Toki. He's struggling to talk, he closes his eyes and he presumably dead. Naruto tries to jump to Hoki, but he immediately gets hit with a water jutsu. While in the water, a ghost version of Sagi tells her to please save his sister and also tell her to give up on revenge. Naruto jumps up, punches the nigga off the boat and beats him with his shadow clones. So now Toki is safe. Toki goes up to the broke nigga, holds him, and he immediately wakes up. Even though this nigga was like dead 20 minutes ago, like Naruto was yelling in his ear, shaking him, and this nigga did not wake up. But now this nigga is perfectly fine, completely not hurt. After that, they take her back to the village and now she's actually ready to be a good lord. And that's the end of the arc. This arc is pretty good. The Sagi being his twin sister twist is crazy. Mosa being the villain was kinda obvious as shit though. The broke nigga was alright. It was really hard for me to say his name for some reason though. If I had to say one thing I didn't like, the fights really weren't that interesting. Also, Toki has a clock that this whole arc is not moving because she's stuck in the past still trying to get revenge. But after she gives up on revenge and looks towards the future, the clock actually starts to move. That's probably my favorite thing about the whole arc. Toki in general is just a really cool character. So Anko is assigned a mission to stop a sea monster at the land of the sea. Tsunade also wants to send her to the land of the sea because that's where her and Orochimaru went a long time ago. And when she came back, she forgot everything that happened there. So Tsunade sends her there so she can hopefully remember what happened again. And Tsunade just sends whatever niggas are laying around to help her with the mission. So the B team of Doom starts making their way to the land of the sea. They start looking for the demon of the ocean. While looking for him, those two niggas from the tuning exam start attacking them. You know, those two niggas who I'm pretty sure everybody thought was dead. But everybody gets away besides Naruto, who fell down to the bottom of the ocean. But he gets saved by this girl called Isuribi. Isuribi is this girl that everybody in the village hates. Everybody hates her because there was this group of people that got taken away by something and she was the only one to come back, and everybody thinks that's kinda creepy. So I guess that warrants like throwing shit at her head and not liking her. It also turns out Orochimaru has something to do with the sea monster. We also see Sasuke for the first time in like 50 episodes episodes? He says one thing and then we never see him for the rest of the arc. While the group is looking for Naruto, they talk to somebody about something called Demon Island. She says everybody who approached that island has disappeared. While still looking for Naruto, they find Isaribi, and when she takes off her bandages, it turns out she's some shark looking shit. She's actually the monster. They try to chase after her, but Naruto finally finds the group, and she gets away with the same nigga from the tuning exams. Anko tells him that Isaribi is an experiment in a lab made by Orochimaru. Back in the day, Orochimaru was snatching niggas up and using them as test subjects. All the people who disappeared were really just kidnapped. Isaribi was the only experiment that went well though. The reason Isaribi is helping these niggas attack boats and shit is because they promised to make her a regular human after they're done. The nigga who promised in this is a nigga who did the experiment on her in the first place, Amachi. He used to work for Orochimaru until Orochimaru gave him all this shit because he didn't care about it. He also looked super like a filler character. Like this nigga damn near don't even look like he in the right anime. But Naruto and them start making their way to Demon Island. Naruto, Shino, and Ino find that one nigga from the tuning exams and they let Shino handle it and find Anko. Anko is talking to Amachi trying to see if Orochimaru is still here. He's not, the nigga left like 3 months ago. But Amachi says his dream has always been to create underwater soldiers so he can like take control of marine shipping routes and also so Orochimaru will be jealous. Naruto tells Isaribi to stop doing this. She says no and says that she's a monster. Mind you, she doesn't even look that weird. All she has is scales. If anything, she looked way weirder with the bandages. But the building starts coming down and everybody dips, but they go after them and stop them from destroying boats and taking shit. While Anko is fighting them, Naruto convinces Isaribi to stop being evil pretty easily. All he said was that she has a good heart and does care about people even though she acts like she doesn't. Amachi gets annoyed by that and decides to do everything himself. He turns out to also be a monster. It kinda makes you think, why didn't he do this shit himself from the start? What was the point of convincing her to join you when you really could have just done this all by yourself? This nigga is beating Naruto's ass for a little though, but we see him for the first time in any filler get some of the nine-tailed chakra, and this for sure is the best part of this arc. Naruto beats him, but they start to fight this big sea monster shit, and Amachi claims it to be immortal. He summons a frog and they beat this nigga in like 5 minutes, so this nigga was clearly lying. They tie the nigga up and they're about to take him back to the Leaf Village, but firstly Anko has to go to a place she remembers from 10 years ago. There she gets back all the memories she forgot, where Orochimaru gave her a curse mark and abandoned her because she wasn't everything Sasuke is. After she remembers that, she goes back to the land of the sea so they can all go to the Leaf Village, and they also take Isaribi with them so she can get like healed. And I'm pretty sure we don't ever see Isaribi again, but that's the end of the arc. This arc is fine. Anko getting more screen time is pretty cool. I kinda wanted Orochimaru and Sasuke to get more screen time, but I guess not. Like I don't even like Sasuke like that, I just want to see the nigga. Isaribi is fine I guess, it just kinda feels like our character's been done before. A character that's been hated for reasons out of their control so Naruto can be like, oh shit, they're just like me. I don't know, just feels kinda repetitive. And the villains aren't interesting at all. So Naruto, Hinata, and Kiba bumass are going on a mission. Their mission is a treasure hunt. They already have the map for it, so this seems pretty easy, but if they fail, they go all the way back to the Ninja Academy. The reason the penalties are so crazy is because every single mission they took as this team, they failed. So they start making their way to where they have to go, the Limestone Cave. Once they get in there, the cave collapses, and Hinata gets injured. Kiba tells Naruto to wait with Hinata since she's injured. They decide Kiba should go instead of Naruto, mostly because Naruto's been a dickhead the whole time they were traveling here. But as soon as Kiba turns his back, they get knocked out, and their faces get stolen. The nigga who requested the mission is actually evil, and set up all this shit just so they can steal their faces. After a minute, they also go and knock Kiba out and bring him here. They also take his face and then dip. Then they try to blow up the cave while they're still in there, but Hinata gets them out. But she's still injured, so they go ahead and tell her to catch up. They go into the village and they find their imposters, and Kiba immediately knocks his out. And that immediately lets Naruto know that they're super weak, cause I mean if a weak ass nigga like Kiba can knock them out, they can't be that strong. So Naruto proceeds to catch his imposter pretty fast. After that nigga basically runs his pockets. They bring him to Tsunade, and she basically says that this was all a test, and the imposter niggas were also in on it. After that, they dip, and that's the end of the arc. This arc is only 2 episodes, not much I can really say honestly. I mean, it's kinda funny, but it's really nothing special. So Team Guy is on a mission to go to somewhere called the Village Hidden in the Stars. Their mission is to protect the star from thieves. Naruto goes along with them because he thinks Orochimaru might try to steal it or something. He doesn't. While on their way to the village, they find some kid called Sumeru. He's from the village and his job is to escort them. He brings them to the nigga that hired them, Akahoshi. He's the Decade Hoshikage. That basically means Vice Kage. The leader passed away like a year ago, so now he's just here to take his place for a little. They're not even really supposed to have Hokages because their village has a population of like 25 niggas, but because they have the star, which is very valuable, they kinda just let them slide. Sumeru says even though they probably could fit their whole village in a classroom, they shouldn't be looked down upon. And someday they'll even rival the 5 Great Lands, and when that day comes, he'll be Hoshikage. Akahoshi tells him to shut his lame bitch ass up and get back to training. Naruto follows after him though, and they start walking towards the star. When they go there, they find out that a nigga stole the star in front of like 7 ninjas. So these niggas clearly not rivaling shit anytime soon. Sumeru goes to check on his friends in the building while Naruto chases after who stole the star. When Naruto catches up to them, he tries to fight them, but they have the exact same jutsu like everybody else in this village, which means they have to be from here. After they get away, Sumeru finds Naruto. Naruto asks Sumeru why the person who stole the star knows the exact same jutsu as them. Sumeru says he doesn't know why. They all go back to Akahoshi and tell him what happened. Team Guy goes to investigate and they tell Naruto to follow Sumeru because he seems suspicious. He immediately runs from Naruto though, so he goes to check up on his friends. His 2 friends that got robbed, they have names. But I'm like 1000% sure they making this shit up. I didn't hear them say this shit once.
Yo,
like who the hell is Mazura? I know they didn't say this shit once in the show. Speaking of Mazura though, he's extremely sick. The reason he's sick is because learning the jutsu from the star is extremely intensive on your body. But learning the jutsu will basically destroy your chakra gate. While all this is happening, Sumeru actually does find the thief. Unfortunately, they knock everybody out again. And as soon as Neji and Naruto show up, they grab Sumeru and dip. Now they're really confused because why would you take the nigga if you already have the star? Neji also says the person in the mask seems to be different this time, and that's because it's actually Akahoshi this time. The next day, Akahoshi and the masked person meet up. They fight, the masked person beats him without even trying, but Naruto helps Akahoshi. Naruto restrains them, but Akahoshi knocks them both off the cliff. When Naruto wakes up, somebody is taking care of him. Her name is Nasubi. She's the person who stole the star. She's also the mother of Sumeru. She had to leave him a long time ago because she became a rogue ninja. The reason she became a rogue ninja was also from stealing the star. Her and her husband decided to take the star far away so it couldn't claim the life of anybody else. While leaving, the 3rd Hoshikage caught them, but he actually agreed with what they were thinking, so he decided to terminate the star training. He also asked them to like leave the village forever so they can like keep watch, and if they ever see from the outside that the star training is being resumed, put a stop to it. Don't really know why they had to leave the village forever. You think it'd be smarter for them to stay in the village so they could stop it immediately, but alright. They decide to not bring Sumeru along because it's not safe, so they leave the dickhead in the village. They also ask the Hoshikage to tell Sumeru that they're dead. Also, later on, her husband passed away from the training, so the whole reason Akahoshi took Sumeru was so he could be a bargaining chip. But Akahoshi finds where she left the star, so her and Naruto go there. We also learned that Akahoshi was one of the people who wanted to continue the star training. When he talked to the Hoshikage, he kept trying to convince him, but he wasn't going for it, so they just killed the nigga easy as shit. All it took to take this nigga off was 3 niggas with kunai. How'd he become the Kage if he was this weak? This shit wasn't even a sneak attack. But him and Sumeru's mom start fighting. But firstly, he absorbs the chakra of the 2 niggas next to him. Team Guy and the other kids finally find out where they went, and they already know that Akahoshi is the bad guy. Akahoshi sees Sumeru and uses him as a bargaining chip again. If she doesn't give him the star, he's gonna crush him. So she gives it up immediately. After that, they dip. So now his plan is complete. Still don't understand why he had to hire ninjas from the Leaf Village though. I think because he wanted like help with Akahoshi, but it's like 10 Jonins in a village. Why didn't he just get their help? It just kind of seems like he added something that could backfire. It doesn't even matter anyway, because Neji says they accomplished their mission, which was to protect the star from the thieves. So anything they do after will be against their mission and make them rogue ninja. Naruto and Lee obviously don't agree with this, so they decide the best thing to do would be to go to the village and ask Tsunade what to do, which they try to, but randomly Nasubi leaves in the middle of the night. She tries to go get the star, it doesn't go good. Sumeru chases after her and they chase after Sumeru. Sumeru and his mom are both in this house. He's talking to his mother about how he wished he went with her and about how he hated her for years, but now he finally understands why she didn't take him. While they're talking though, Akahoshi just burns the house with them inside it. Now Naruto comes down to try and convince him that the jutsu is really harmful, and the sick nigga gives some visual proof that it's harmful. All the Jonins of the village that just helped burn down a house while 2 people were inside it now see that they're wrong. And now when Akahoshi picks up a crossbow and is about to shoot the sick one, they're like, oh no, don't do that, that's messed up. Mind you, not even 30 seconds ago they burnt down a house with a child and their mom in there because they were supposedly traitors. They didn't even see any proof. But Akahoshi takes the star and absorbs it, and now he's even stronger. Naruto tries to fight him, but he doesn't stand a chance. Until Nasubi has like a chakra ghost and she helps Naruto beat Akahoshi. She also like saved her son. After that, we cut to the next day and they're in the Leaf Village. They tell Tsunade about what happened. She lets it slide because the Star Village liked it. And that's the end of the arc. This arc is just kind of boring. It's not like horrible, it's also not that interesting. And even though it's only like 6 episodes, it still feels dragged out somehow. Natsubi and her son really aren't that interesting. Akoshi isn't a really interesting villain either. This arc is really just a definition of mediocre. I can't even really think of any positives, it's just not insanely bad. So Naruto, Hinata, and Choji were given a mission to escort people to the Land of Greens. They were the only niggas in the village who just weren't doing shit. While escorting them, Naruto sees black smoke coming from the Land of Greens. He goes to check it out and he gets attacked. The ninjas say that the person they're looking for is in this direction. Naruto goes back to the group and tells Choji and Hinata about this. Choji says it's probably just a huge misunderstanding and that they probably should just change the route they're taking to avoid them completely. One of the caravan niggas say that they're definitely coming after us, so he goes to slow him down. He doesn't slow him down though, he just dies. While that nigga's dying, they decide to split up into 2 groups so it can be easier to defend them. Naruto tells Choji to go ahead so he can look for the nigga who left, and he finds him dead. And Choji also gets attacked by ninjas, but Naruto comes back and the ninjas run because they don't have what he's looking for. So they run after the other group to protect them. Once Naruto gets there, he asks them to tell the truth so he can do his job. And it turns out they're actually escorting the princess of the Land of Greens without even knowing. The reason she's here is because there's an coup happening in the Land of Greens. 3 evil ninjas called the Johnnies bought off every public official, but then they betrayed the public officials and now they have control of the Land of Greens. And now they're trying to like take out the princess or kidnap her, it's one of those. But the princess hid with this group of regular people so they could be like human body shields. The princess is like a huge asshole, she's rude as shit for no reason, nobody likes her. But they take all the regular people to a village near them that's safe. After that, one of those Johnny trying attacking them, he's like a water ninja and shit, so they just take him away from water and beat him. While this is happening, Hinata is with the princess. They're running, but Hinata says they should take a break and wait for the others. She doesn't want to, even though it's objectively the smarter thing to do. She wants to use them as decoys instead, since they dropped the other decoys at the village. She's also condoning all this because she had a bad childhood. She was held hostage in a foreign land and got bullied, probably because she's mean as shit. Hinata basically says that she's a bad person. After that, she says that she's gonna wait for the others. That's a lie though, she knocks Hinata out with a rock. Mind you, she has no battle experience, but she knocked out a ninja with a rock. After that, she runs away by herself because that's definitely safer than being with a group of ninjas. Naruto finds Hinata knocked out on the ground. Hinata tells Naruto that the princess ran away and he goes after her. But he runs into this nigga, he's like a human magnet because as a kid he drank a lot of iron and now it's like in his blood and now he can like control magnets. And he's even a magnet himself. It's dumb as shit. While he's fighting him, word gets back to Tsunade that a coup d'etat happens, so she sends more ninjas. Naruto's getting his ass beat by Magnet Boy though, until Hinata saves him and beats Magnet Boy for him. After that, Naruto finds the princess. Naruto and the princess have a heart-to-heart. He basically just says she's a dickhead. She starts talking about how her dad and mom sent her to another village as a hostage, and about how she's doing all this for the Land of the Greens. Naruto says nothing, because he didn't fucking ask. Why she start trauma dumping? This nigga don't give a fuck. Anywho, they're almost at the Land of the Greens, so the main nigga attacks him. And Naruto's getting his ass beat like always, until the main nigga starts talking shit about the king of the Greenland, which he killed, talking about how all he cared about was his people, and saying he was weak because he even gave up his daughter to protect his people, which I mean, that is pretty weak. But Naruto says he was a good person that cared about others. After hearing that, the princess develops something called sympathy and tries to put her life down to save Naruto. After that, Naruto locks in and beats him, and then the ninjas that Tsunade sent finally get here after Naruto already beat the nigga. After that, she goes back to her village and she's like a good person now, and that's the end of the arc. This is another mediocre arc. It's just forgettable and boring. The villain group, I genuinely cannot remember a single one of their names. Matter of fact, every side character in this shit, I can't remember their name. Like, the princess was probably the most interesting side character and she wasn't even interesting. So Lee's getting a physical exam and Tsunade tells him that he has to chill out with the training. Right after that, him and Guy immediately start training. While training, he meets this new guy called Yagura, who Guy is also training. Yagura asks Lee can they spar. They start fighting and Lee loses. He loses so bad that he has to get examined again. Sakura tells him that he can't even train anymore, he just has to sit down until he gets better. While Lee's recovering, Guy and Yagura go on the mission that Tsunade gave him. While Yagura leaves, he also calls Lee a bum ass nigga that will never amount to anything for no real reason. The second they leave, Tsunade gets information that this isn't the real Yagura, this is just some random nigga. So Tsunade sends the only 3 niggas available to go after him. She also tells Sakura to make sure Lee doesn't find out about this. While Guy is running somewhere with Yagura, he disappears. So Guy starts looking for him and he finds these wooden dummies, and they trap him in a house. It's like chakra infused, so he can't get out of it. Then Yagura appears and he tells him who he really is. His name is Gencho Ryudoing, and him and his 3 brothers are here to get revenge for their dad. Guy killed him like a long time ago. Guy tried to tell him that the battle was like respectful or something, but they don't care. After a minute, Tenten, Neji, and Naruto finally arrive. They start fighting the wood things and they're losing. Until Lee arrived because Sakura did the one thing she was told not to do. Lee starts fighting them and they open a door to the house, which is clearly a trap, but Lee doesn't care. When he goes in there, he sees that there's only one dummy. This dummy turns out to be Guy, and Guy has to fight against Lee. This is Gencho's jutsu. They basically have to fight to the death to get out. Once Lee and Guy figure out that they're fighting each other, they find out another way to get out of this by going into the gates and going so fast that they can't keep up. Once they do that, the dummies in the building basically rip themselves apart. Once Gencho and his brothers get out the building, Guy tells him one more time that his dad fought with honor and that he was content with the outcome. After that, they believe him and everybody's happy, and that's the end of the arc. This arc was only 2 episodes and it was pretty solid overall. It's cool to see an arc that's not focused on Naruto as much. I'm kinda getting sick of seeing this nigga, honestly. The villains are kinda whatever though, but I mean, it's a Rock Lee and Guy arc. It's kinda hard to mess that up. So Naruto is eating with his friend called Geno. He's from the land of sand and he's helping repair the Leaf Village. After Naruto gets done eating, he goes home and goes to sleep. Next day, all the Konoha 11 are being rounded up to go on a mission. It's a special security emergency. In the middle of the night, some guy stole the blueprints for every important building in the Leaf Village. He tried to run away with it, but the Anbu Black Cops cornered him, and before they could get him to say anything, he blew himself up. They searched to see if the blueprints were anywhere to be found after, but they didn't find them. So now their job is to find where the thief put the blueprints. Also turns out the nigga who did this all is Geno. After that, they all split up and look for clues. Naruto, Shikamaru, and Choji go to the nigga who hired them in the first place. They ask him was he suspicious or was there anything weird about him, and he says no, he was just a regular person, except he gave him a letter of recommendation that was fake. They keep asking around, but everybody says he was just a regular nigga, until the Anbu Black Ops find him. They want to ask Naruto about Geno. They ask him and his dumbass doesn't remember anything, so they like brainwash him into remembering stuff, and they still learn nothing besides that Geno had a grandson. They let Naruto out after wasting their time, and he meets back up with his group. Tsunade also sent all of her ninjas to the waterfall village. She thinks they might be planning on attacking the village because they're doing this practice run thing. While looking for clues, they find out that the old nigga is actually still alive. The body they caught was a fake. Him getting caught was all a part of his plan. A little bit after that, all the blueprints start falling out the sky, and it also turns out the village hidden in the waterfall has nothing to do with this. At this point, they assume that Geno is somewhere in the village, so they start looking for him, starting with the academy. After a while of investigating the school, they discover that the whole building is covered in paper bombs. Then it turns out not to just be the building, but the whole village. After learning that, they look for every single paper bomb, but Shikamaru thinks it's weird and damn near impossible that one nigga managed to cover the whole village in paper bombs. Mind you, he's only been working here since Orochimaru attacked the village. It actually turns out this old nigga has been working on this plan for like like 30 years. While looking for more paper bombs, Naruto finds the old nigga. Naruto asks why he did all this. It turns out he's from somewhere called the Heat Devil Village. The Heat Devil Village and the Leaf Village were at war, and he was undercover. But while planting the paper bombs, the Leaf Village won the war. After that, Geno went back to his village and they signed a peace treaty with the Leaf Village. Geno thought this was all temporary though, and they were going to spin back, but they didn't get a chance to spin because another village saw they were weak and got them out the way. Their village doesn't exist anymore, so Naruto asks what's the point of doing all this. Geno basically says that he's getting old and fuck it, we might as well not let all the shit he did go to waste. Naruto says none of this really matters though since they got all the paper bombs, but it turns out all the paper bombs in the village were a decoy. He put paper bombs on the mountainside so they could blow up and bury the whole village. Kiba and Geno find Naruto and they all figured out his plan by now, so they're here to stop him. Geno runs away to activate the last paper bomb. It's defused though, so instead he uses a summon he has with another paper bomb, but Naruto and Hinata handle it. And Geno's body is old as shit and exhausted, so he just dies after all this. Shikamaru tells Tsunade that the mission is over. Shikamaru tells her that he found out most of the paper bombs were actually fakes. No real damage was really going to happen to the village. This was all basically one last hurrah before he died. Nobody was going to get hurt. At one point all of the paper bombs were real, but he met Naruto who looks just like his grandson, so he had to change a heart. And that's the end of the arc. So I haven't got to the ranking part of this video yet, but this is for sure the best arc so far. This arc doesn't have a single low light. I like Geno, the plot was only contained to like the Leaf Village, so it was way more interesting. The Konoha 11 all has something to do. This is a really good arc, not even just for filler. So Kurama left Squad 8 and they have no idea why she left. Naruto finds them arguing and he asks them what's happening, so they tell Naruto about it. Naruto says that they don't have to worry about shit, he has a plan to get her back on the squad. That was a lie though, he doesn't have a plan for shit. So Naruto just ends up asking her to come back. She just ends up saying no again. After Naruto wasted his time, he finds Sakura outside. Sakura apparently knows the real reason why Kurama left. Somebody named Yakumo was one of her students. Kurama like really fucked up with Yakumo, and now people are keeping watch of her 24 hours a day. So her quitting is basically giving herself accountability. We also learned that Yakumo is from the Kurama clan. The Kurama clan used to be one of the best genjutsu clans alongside the Uchiha, but eventually they became washed and they could only make bum-ass ninjas. Besides Yakumo, who was the only ninja they produced with potential in years. So the third Hokage decided to make Kurama her teacher, because she's the most skilled genjutsu user in the whole village. After all this though, Naruto tries to sneak into where Yakumo is and asks her questions. He immediately gets hit with a genjutsu though and taken by her bodyguards. While Naruto's asleep, he has a dream about Kurama sealing Yakumo's power if she doesn't give up on becoming a ninja. Naruto chases after Kurama and asks her about the dream. Kurama says that it's true and she crushed her dreams, and that she can't be trusted with the lives of the Squad 8 ninja. After that, Kurama puts Naruto in a genjutsu and Kurama goes to where Yakumo is. Tsunade also gets a message that something's happening in the safe house where Yakumo is. So Tsunade sends Team 8 Guy and Sakura to the safe house. While going to the safe house, they find Naruto on the ground. When Kurama gets to where Yakumo is, it turns out the Kurama clan is trying to assassinate her. They won't tell Kurama why though. Kurama runs away with Yakumo until she runs into the head of the Kurama clan. She gets trapped in a genjutsu, but Naruto breaks her out of it. Naruto beats him up, then he runs away. After that, Kurama takes Yakumo to a house nearby. Naruto asks Yakumo, is Kurama taking away her powers true? She says it is, and the third Hokage helped do it. She says because the third Hokage thought it was too strong to the point where it would put the Leaf Village in danger. She also said they killed her parents because, I don't know, I guess she's looking for someone to blame. They have no purpose to do that. After that, they start taking Yakumo back to the Leaf Village, and it looks completely different and is clearly a genjutsu, but nobody can tell I guess. But they put Yakumo and Kurama in this hospital and start looking for medicine. While looking for medicine, Naruto runs into that old nigga again. He also says that this is all a genjutsu made by Yakumo. He says that she has the power to make a genjutsu so clear that it can kill people, basically turning a genjutsu into reality. And Yakumo has basically no control over this. There's like a monster inside her that does it. The third Hokage and Kurama tried sealing her jutsu to get rid of it, but it didn't. After Naruto finds all this out, he goes to stop Yakumo. Naruto finds where Kurama and Yakumo are. Naruto finds Kurama getting a race. He tries to tell her to stop, but she still thinks Kurama killed her family. Naruto tells her about the secret monster in her, and she starts to remember that the monster was the one who killed her family. After she remembers, the monster comes out of her. Naruto starts fighting the monster, but Kurenai says Yakumo has to end it herself. She takes out the monster and the genjutsu is undone. And that's the end of the arc. This arc's alright. The Kurama clan is kind of a cool idea. At least the whole genjutsu being real thing, I kind of wish they did a little bit more with it. And Kurenai being the focus of this arc is pretty cool too, considering she don't really do shit in the show. The two new characters introduced are kind of whatever though. So Naruto, Sakura, and Lee are given a mission to escort somebody from a gang called the Ninja Dropouts. They're a gang of rogue ninja who left their village and band together. They got one of the members, but they think one of the other members might try and save him. And the reason they sent Sakura, Rock Lee, and Naruto instead of like a Jonin is because they're the only niggas not doing shit. This nigga Naruto is never doing shit. They get to where they need to go and they find out they're not the only person guarding a prisoner. The leader of the guards is called Todoroki. He's kind of an asshole. He's rude as shit for no reason. While they're taking him to a trial, the dropouts come out of nowhere and crash the boat. Without even trying really, these guards suck. Naruto and Todoroki stop them from getting the prisoner though. Todoroki also tries to kill the prisoner without the trial because they have history, but Naruto stops them and they continue going to the trial. Once they're running for a while, they get to a forest that only the prisoner Gentetsu knows the way of. He tries to guide them, but Todoroki is still suspicious of him and is looking for any reason to off this nigga. He thinks that Gentetsu might be leading them to the dropouts lair because it's around here. Naruto says that doesn't matter because at the end of the day he's the only person that knows the directions out of here, so if they don't follow him they're going to be stuck. So they follow him and out of nowhere one of the dropouts pop out and start attacking Naruto, but Gentetsu helps Naruto out and saves him. While walking, Todoroki's had enough and he randomly attacks the nigga. Todoroki says that Gentetsu killed his whole family. 5 years ago he was out doing some shit. When he came back to his house he found that it was completely burnt down. They found the body of his mom and his dad, but they couldn't find his little brothers. Someone told him that Gentetsu is the one who did it. After learning all this, he still tells them not to kill Gentetsu because their mission is to bring him to trial. While Naruto is stopping Todoroki, Gentetsu gets kidnapped by the dropouts. While this is all happening, Rock Lee and Sakura run into a group of kids. These turn out to all be orphans that Gentetsu is taking care of. So when the dropouts would rob their parents and then take them out, Gentetsu would take the kids. He didn't want them to also get took out, so he would take them secretly. Wouldn't do shit about their parents though. He would still like help and rob and take out the parents. The little nigga also says that him getting caught was all a part of his plan. He knew the dropouts would come after him, not because they liked him, but because he had the location to all their treasure that he stole. Gentetsu and the dropout nigga also appear in front of the kids, Rock Lee and Sakura. They try fighting them, they can't, until Naruto and Todoroki catch up. Naruto beats the dropout guy, but the main dropout nigga comes and kidnaps the kid. They're gonna use him as a bargaining chip so Gentetsu can tell him where the treasure is. The little nigga that they took also turns out to be Todoroki's brother. They end up in the dropout hideout, and when they get there, they find Todoroki's brother on the floor. The boss nigga says he doesn't need him anymore since they found the location. Naruto chases after him while Gentetsu and Todoroki save his brother. Naruto beats the nigga with ease and they escape. When they're done, Todoroki decides to lie about the mission and say that every dropout nigga just died, so Gentetsu can keep taking care of the orphans. After that, the arc is over. This arc was fine, nothing special really. The characters introduced are also nothing special. I couldn't remember Gentetsu's name for the life of me. I had to keep searching that shit up. Todoroki's fine. All of the dropout niggas besides Gentetsu don't really have personalities. The arc is fine.
Got room for one more?
So Naruto is searching for a special ingredient for his ramen and he finds some random person knocked out. He's extremely injured, so Naruto takes him to the hospital. Sakura says he really shouldn't be in the Leaf Hospital because he's a random nigga. Orochimaru could have sent him. So they take him to this nigga that has a jutsu that lets you read the person's memories, but it turns out he doesn't remember shit, like not even his name. After that, they finally take him to the hospital. While he's in there though, the hospital randomly sets on fire. Sakura tries to get everybody out but forgets him and the baby, but he saves the baby. Next day, Tsunade is talking to Naruto about the nigga. They're not sure if he's a spy or not. They're thinking about just kicking him out, but after saving the baby, Tsunade lets him stay, and also says that he's Naruto's responsibility. After that, Naruto meets back up with him and gives him a name, Mimma. Naruto tries to help him get his memory back, but nothing's working. So instead, Mimma just starts doing night shit with Naruto. While they're doing the night shit in question, a random nigga falls from the sky. Some random nigga is attacking the village. Naruto tries to chase chase after him, but he gets away. Mimma also uses this ocarina jutsu that basically gave Naruto more chakra. Later, they tell Tsunade about this. Tsunade says she's seen a jutsu like that in the land of rice paddies, and Mimma says he has to go there to get his memories back. So they make it a mission and send Tenten and Neji because they're not doing shit. I swear they never doing shit. But their real mission is to find the nigga who attacked Naruto. But they go to the land of rice paddies and they find this burnt down village and a lot of angry people. Apparently some ninjas raided their village not long ago because they have this big ass gold mine. They couldn't take anything from it because a storm came, but they're definitely gonna come back. Mimma says he has to help and Naruto agrees with him, so they stay here and wait for the bandits. The same nigga from last time attacks the village. He almost hits one of the villagers, but Mimma saves him. He's extremely hurt though, so they decide to stop chasing the nigga and take Mimma back to the village to get some help. When one nigga was about to patch him up, he refuses to because he was actually a part of the gang of ninjas that attacked the village. It's pretty obvious Mimma is one of them. They show a clip of Mimma attacking the village at the start of this arc. He has the exact same markings as the nigga who attacked the village. They convince him to heal Mimma by saying they can do whatever they want to him after he gets his memories back. After that, Mimma wakes up and still says he has no recollection of what happened, and the bandits finally get to the village. They take care of all the bandits fast as shit, besides the leader who got away. And Mimma says the leader is going to use his last resort, which is to break the dam and basically flood the whole village out. Mimma says he has a plan to blow up the mine and stop the whole village from getting flooded out. So Naruto takes him to the mine. While on their way to the mine, Mimma gets some of his memory back. Mimma lost both his parents when he was little and the clan took him in. They were a small group, but they were strong. Until the hidden sound village was made and every nigga started switching up and going there instead. The leader of the clan still needed to provide shit for the clan, so he decided to attack this village. He planned on just running every nigga out, but they weren't going for it, so shit started getting bad. Mimma didn't want to do this, so he saved one of the villagers, but also fell down a cliff. When he woke up, he decided to use a jutsu that would erase his memory, but the jutsu didn't fully work and Mimma has had his memory back for a minute now. Naruto is mad that he was lying to him, but he said he had to so he could protect the village and get Leaf Ninja here. Mimma pushes Naruto off the cliff and goes through with his plan, which works, but Mimma ends up blowing up also. Naruto also finds the boss and beats the nigga within like 30 seconds. After that, everybody's safe and that's the end of the arc. Alright, so I actually really like this arc and Mimma. Mimma feel bad for what he did and really just wanted to help people, and his death is pretty sad. There's this scene at the end with Naruto eating ramen at Mimma's grave that I really like. Overall, this is just a pretty good arc. So there's one more filler arc, but I've already made a video about it, so I don't think I really have to talk about it again. My opinions haven't really changed after rewatching it. Low key, I really should have just cut the part where I talked about that arc and added it to this video, but yeah, too late now, I guess. But overall, is Naruto filler as bad as I remember? Kinda. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of this filler was boring as shit. Well, the filler arcs, the one-off episodes weren't really that bad, honestly. A lot of them were pretty fun, actually. There's the Kakashi Mask episode, that one where Geno and Naruto go on a mission, the episode with the fake guy and Rock Lee. Those are definitely the most entertaining fillers. I also wish Sasuke wasn't like any of these fillers. He's only in the Kakashi Mask episode and that one clip show filler at the end. Kakashi's also not in a lot of these fillers too for some reason, but overall I don't think I really enjoyed watching every Naruto filler. I feel like Shippuden might have had better filler. I usually rank every filler arc from best to worst, but it's like way too many arcs, so I'ma just do top 3 and bottom 3. The top 3 is the Cursed Warrior Extermination mission arc, long ass name, the Konoha Plans Recapture mission arc, another long ass name, and the Mimma Memory Search mission arc. All 3 of these fillers had some of the only side characters that I actually liked, and some of the only arcs that actually kept me interested the whole way through. Now the bottom 3 is the Star Guard mission arc, the Peddler's Escort mission arc, and the Mizuki Tracking mission arc. The first 2 arcs I said really aren't that bad, it's just that most arcs are mid and they're just the middest arcs. The Mizuki Tracking mission arc is legitimately some butt though, it's ass.
Yeah, it's never lose.